Subscribe for more shocking stories that unravel the darkest truths about love and betrayal. Hit that button now. I never imagined a single knock on my office door could make the ground vanish beneath me. But there it was, sharp, deliberate, echoing like a warning. I looked up, expecting a client or a courier. Instead, the woman I thought I'd known, the woman I'd spent nights dreaming about, was standing there with a smile that felt practiced, cold in its perfection. For years ago, she had walked out of my life with nothing but a box of clothes and a grin that hinted at triumph. She inherited a fortune, she said, and wanted her independence. She filed for divorce, leaving me stunned and humiliated, wondering what I had missed, what invisible flaw in myself had driven her to betray everything we'd built. I'd spent nights replaying every word, every glance, every touch, trying to pinpoint the fracture. I never thought I'd see her again. And yet here she was. Her eyes flicked to my desk, to the papers scattered across it, the contracts, the numbers, the empire I had been building since she left, and I felt my chest tighten. She'd aged, yes, but not in ways that made her frail. She carried the world differently now, with a polished aura of power and control. I realized suddenly that the woman I'd loved had been replaced, or maybe she had just been hiding, waiting for her moment. "Hello," she said, voice smooth as silk but edged with something sharper. "I've been busy." I wanted to ask how, why, what had driven her, but my words lodged in my throat. Instead, I gestured toward the chair opposite me. She didn't sit, didn't need to. She was a force too strong to be confined. "I need your help," she said finally, and the casual tone didn't match the storm in her eyes. "There's someone I need to find." A chill crept over me. She was using me again. Just like before, years apart, and yet she had that uncanny ability to bend my attention, my instincts, to her will. I nodded slowly, though every instinct in my body screamed to refuse. She leaned closer, just a whisper away, and let the truth slip. "It's him. The one I lost because of you." I froze. My blood turned to ice. My mind raced, trying to trace the threads of her words. What could she possibly mean? For years ago, the divorce had left her with nothing but money, but she had lost someone I knew all too well. The CEO she'd adored, her so-called perfect match, had vanished from her life in a scandal I'd only heard in whispers. And now she wanted me to find him. I swallowed hard, trying to contain the surge of anger and betrayal. My own heart pounded against my ribs like a warning drum. Was this justice? Revenge? Or merely another game? "I don't know if I can help," I said, voice tight, brittle. My hands trembled slightly, betraying the calm I tried to wear. She smiled again, that calculated curl of lips that used to feel intoxicating. "You will," she said softly. "Because you always wanted to be the one who controlled the ending, didn't you?" I felt a flicker of rage. She knew me too well, knew my weaknesses, my vulnerabilities. I had loved her with a ferocity that had left me hollow. And now, she wielded that love like a weapon. The following weeks were a slow descent into obsession. I traced every lead, every faint trail of her former lover, feeling like a detective in a city of ghosts. Every dead end tightened the knot of betrayal in my stomach. Every whisper of his existence sent sparks of memory shooting through my mind. Her laughter, the shared plans we once dreamed of, the way trust had seemed unbreakable until it shattered. And then finally, I found him. The office was quiet, the city outside humming softly, but inside, I could hear the jagged rhythm of my own pulse. There he was, successful, ruthless, untouchable in ways I had only imagined in nightmares. The man she had loved, lost, and now sought again. I told her. I delivered the information like a soldier reporting victory. She smiled, but it wasn't relief. It was something darker. Triumph, perhaps. Or hunger. And as she turned to leave, I felt it. The void where love had been, replaced by something unrecognizable. Betrayal isn't a moment. It's a slow burn. A poison that drips into the marrow until you can't tell if you've been poisoned, or if you've simply been blind. And as I watched her disappear into the city lights, heading straight toward the man she had lost because of me, I realized that some betrayals don't end. They evolve, finding new forms, new victims, new devastations. I sank into my chair, trembling, and understood fully that love, once shattered, can never truly be reclaimed. Even after 4 years, even after every rational argument and sleepless night, some losses are permanent. And some betrayals? They're masterpieces.